paper made from farmed southern pine trees and up to 70% recycled fiber, this Georgia-Pacific factory in Richmond, Indiana, produces 65,000 tons of corrugated fiber a year. You probably call these cardboard boxes, but the industry begs to differ.
If you look at most boxes or most containers, they used to be made out of layers and layers of fine paper that makes a board, and they used to call that cardboard. And a lot of packaging was made out of the cardboard back then. Now there's a lot more product out there that's made more out of the corrugate or out of the corrugated sheets that we make.
In 1890, a Brooklyn printer and paper bag maker named Robert Gare invented the corrugated carton and ultimately changed the way we pack and ship today. Today's corrugated boxes are stronger and use less paper than cardboard boxes.
The boxes we make here are made of 3 different components. You have right here, which is what we call the liner part of the board. It's a brown, typically looks like a craft paper bag out of a grocery store. The inside of the box is what we call a medium, which we flute.
It's a very similar process to someone who might be ironing the wrinkles out of a shirt, but we're ironing wrinkles into our sheets. We are taking heat to condition the paper and steam to make it receptive to forming the flute shapes, and then starch to be the glue or the bond to take the 2 separate pieces of paper and glue them together. So similar to 2 sets of gears coming together, the medium will go down in between them and be formed into the flutes.
Architects have known for thousands of years that an arch with a proper curve is the strongest way to span a given space. The same principle applies to corrugated fiberboard. Arches in the corrugated medium, when anchored to the liner board, resist bending and pressure from all directions. When a piece of combined board is placed on its end, the arches form rigid columns, capable of supporting a great deal of weight. When pressure is applied to the side of the board, the space between the flutes acts as a cushion to protect the container's contents. After the medium is fluted in the almost 300-foot-long corrugator, the final layer is glued to the fiberboard.
So then at that point, you have 2 of the 3 substrates joined together, and they will then travel to the other end of the machine where we will apply a cold glue, which is a polyvinyl acetate, very similar to an Elmer's glue, and we will put another thin adhesion of glue on the flute tips and then bond the printed liner on top of that.
This machine takes the sheets that we just saw laminated. We feed them through this line 1 sheet at a time. They're delivered to a cutting station where I'm literally cutting them like a cookie cutter. I've got cutting roll, I've got creasing roll inside the die that can actually cut out the board and crease it where it's supposed to be creased. It goes on to station 2 where we literally strip out the scraps.
Scraps are recycled into new boxes immediately.
Once it's stripped, it's delivered to a pallet, and they're taken flat off to the next station.
The finished box is folded and glued into various shapes to fit and protect everything from juice to toys.
We can take a blank like this. With the fold and gluer, we can turn it into a carton like this. We can also take a blank in this form. We can turn it into something that'll pack flat in the case for the customer so that at their end, they can just pop it and fill it.
America's corrugated container board is so highly prized that more than 660,000 tons of it are exported to factories throughout the world in standardized shipping containers.